You've seen Booleans, functions, and if statements. We're going to investigate a style issue now that can happen when you combine all three. We're going to start by writing a function that returns true if the parameter is even and false otherwise. As an example, if I call isEven with value 4, I'm hoping that I get back true. And if I call isEven77, then hopefully I'll get back false. We can tell that we're sending in an int and that we hope to get back a bool. Our header is, we're going to call the function isEven, and let's call the parameter num because that's a number. And what we're going to do here is return whether num is even. Now that I know the details of my function, it's time to figure out some code that will let me know whether a number is even or odd. I'm going to investigate this in the Python shell. And notice that if I divide 4 by 2, there is no remainder. But if I divide 3 or 5 or 7 by 2, there is a remainder. So we're going to try out mod. 4 mod 2 is 0. 77 mod 2 is 1, and so on. So any number I pick that is odd is going to have a remainder of 1 when I divide it by 2. Continuing this thought, 4 mod 2 equals 0 is true, but something like 77 mod 2 equals 0 is false. So this expression, the number mod 2 equals 0, is going to give me the result that I want. We might decide to write something like if num mod 2 is 0, then return true, otherwise return false. This will certainly work. Let's explore that. I will run this so we can have it there. Now I can access my isEven function and say, hey, isEven 4? Yes, it is. How about 3? No, that's false. So our function works. However, the function body here is 3 lines too long. I don't actually need to use an if statement. The issue here is that num mod 2 equals 0 is already a Boolean expression. As we saw over here, 4 mod 2 equals 0 produced the value true. I don't need to say if something is true, then return true. Otherwise, if it wasn't true, return false. I can actually comment this out and replace it with a single line. I want to return a Boolean. Num mod 2 equals 0 produces a Boolean. So I can just do return num mod 2 equals 0. Let's try this new version out in the shell. I still get true. I still get false. So my new version works just as well as the old one. It's shorter, and after a while, you are going to find it preferable to the longer version with the if and the else. Working with Boolean expressions is new to many of you, and so this may make you a little uncomfortable. It might seem a little fancy or even confusing. Play with it for a while, see what you can come up with in the shell when you need a Boolean expression, and see if you can simplify some of your return statements if you ever find yourself doing if something returned true, otherwise return false.